much more densely populated than is the case today, but still nevertheless great to have some spectators here to enjoy the Premier Classic this afternoon. Don, I wanted to talk to you about the market skirmishes, because notable strength for, in particular, Lone Eagle and Wordsworth. I know we spoke about them, just touched on them before racing, but can you see where the money is coming from? Why people would be rowing in with those two?
I would have expected money for Lone Eagle if the rain had come. The rain hasn't come, and the money's come for him anyway. So that is interesting, because he is a progressive horse. He's only run his 2 runs this season. I mean, that classic trial at Sandown couldn't be working at it any better. Alan Kerr, who won it when it won at Royal Ascot, and obviously the Derby winner finished second. He wasn't beaten that far, and Alan Kerr is a progressive horse who could continue to progress. And then Lone Eagle himself went and stepped forward from that in the predominant, or in the Cocked Hat Stakes at Goodwood last
predominant
time. Predominant.
I remember the predominant as well, of course.
Predominant Stakes.
Here it is.
I'm not that old, I swear. Yeah, look, he was very good this day, and he and Yabir came clear, and Yabir put it up to him a little bit, but he couldn't really live with him. And Yabir has form with McGallen from last year as a juvenile in the Haynes, Hanson and Clark race at Newbury, and McGallen then finished second behind Hurricane Lane in the Dante. So there are form lines tied in there, but you can see here at Lone Eagle, whenever Sylvester de Souza, who rode him this day, when he asked him to go on, he's just galloped on stoutly, and Yabir has done well to get as close to him as he did, but he's never going to beat him. And Lone Eagle gallops all the way to the line, and you can see how far Yabir pulls away from the rest of them in behind, from Gentleman Joe in behind. But you have to worry about the ground for Lone Eagle. It is fast ground. Just talking to some of the jockeys earlier on, it's fast ground out there. It's good run. He does have form on good ground. Like that run at Sandown is on good ground, and he won at Doncaster last year on good ground. He won a Nursery on good ground, but his really good runs, like in that Goodwood race, and also in the Group 3 Zetland Stakes at Newmarket on his last run last year, there on soft ground. That said, if he does handle the ground, he's got the form to run a big race.
Loading underway, as you can see. I think most of us are expecting Matchless in the headgear from the low draw down to go forward. Do you think Wordsworth will sit up close up in second and maybe try and put his stamina to good use? Maybe that's where people are coming from. He might be able to control things, perhaps.
It's a good point. Yeah, exactly. You can see him going forward, and there is previous. Santiago won the Queen's Vase, the race in which Wordsworth finished second last time, and came on and won this race last year. Lone Eagle, he made all in the Goodwood race, so it wouldn't be surprising to see him go forward either from his draw in stall 8.
So what have we got? Still 5 or 6 of them out the back. You can see Arturo Toscanini has got a little bit warm there underneath the number cloth. Mojo Star just going up. Fascinating to see, can he back up what he did at Epsom? I know there is a school of thought, Don, that maybe he was written to pick up the pieces a little bit, and I think that's reflected in the market today.
Well, it is like quite weak. Exactly, that's built into, like, he beat Hurricane Lane at Epsom, and Hurricane Lane's a shorter price than him, and Ross Ryan, he's already had a fantastic day winning a railway stakes. He could go and double his tally here. Okay, Lone Eagle is the final one for the 2021 Dubai Duty Free Irish Derby. Jerry Hannon with the call.
All are in. They're off to a straight line in the Dubai Duty Free Irish Derby over 1.5 miles, and it's Lone Eagle, the first to show in front, with driven up on the inside Matchless in the blue cap. Prominent in between horses is Hurricane Lane and the royal blue jacket, and they're followed at the end of the first furlong by Max Sweeney, Fernando Vici and Mojo Star, Arturo Toscanini next. These are followed in the early stages by Wordsworth, the white cap. Behind them is Errolswood and High Definition, the favourite last but one, and Van Haw is the back marker. Racing on to the 9 furlong point, and it's Matchless and Michael Hosey picking up a 2.5 to 3 length advantage over Lone Eagle and Frankie Dettori in second, and improver is Arturo Toscanini going third for him at McNamara. In fourth is Max Sweeney and Kevin Manning, and they're followed towards the top of the track, less than 1 mile to go, by Wordsworth and Hurricane Lane, who's been shuffled back. Mojo Star is next as they head for the 7 furlong point, and it's Matchless the leader, followed by Lone Eagle as they make the turn, bringing them up towards the halfway stage. They're followed by Arturo Toscanini and Max Sweeney, the 2,000 guineas winner here, close up in fourth. Wordsworth next on the outside, and then Mojo Star, the Epsom runner-up, with Hurricane Lane next, then Errolswood, Fernando Vici Vici. Van Hoff relegates High Definition to be the back marker. They've passed the halfway stage as they begin the downhill run from the top of the track with 5 to go. And Matchless's lead has been greatly reduced by Lone Eagle. And then Arturo Toscanini, and fourth is Max Sweeney. Wordsworth on the outside of Mojo Star on the heels of the leaders. Then Hurricane Lane as they pass the 4. Earlswood next. High Definition is struggling at the back of the field, is preceded by Van Hoff and Fernando Vici. Their heads turn for home with just over 3 furlongs to go in the Dubai Duty Free Irish Derby, and Lone Eagle is sent for home by Frankie Dettori. Gone second is Max Sweeney. Wordsworth is on the outside, then Arturo Toscanini trying for a run in between horses as Mojo Star and Earlswood, and Hurricane Lane's gone off in pursuit of Lone Eagle, who's 4 clear, racing down to the final furlong. It's Lone Eagle and Frankie Dettori from Hurricane Lane and William Buick, who are trying to bridge the gap inside the final half furlong. Lone Eagle, Hurricane Lane on the near side, closing with every stride. Hurricane Lane has got up in the Irish Derby for William Buick, Charlie Appleby and Godolphin. Lone Eagle second, long way clear of Wordsworth. A clean sweep for the visitors with the 1-2.
What a tremendous battle it was, and as Jerry said, a 1-2 for the visitors. Hurricane Lane has won the Dubai Duty Free Irish Derby at 4-1 for William Buick, Godolphin and Charlie Appleby, just getting the better of the gallant Lone Eagle and Frankie Dettori in the Ballylynch stud colours for Martin Mead. Don McLean enjoyed it all with me, and Don, you particularly enjoyed the outcome. Hurricane Lane was your pick, and what a gritty effort it was.
It was a hell of a race, Gary, wasn't it? Frankie Dettori was always handy. William Buick had been handy earlier on in Hurricane Lane, but he allowed his horse just get into his rhythm a wee bit further back, and here Frankie Dettori on a horse's stamina has proven over the trip, kicks for home fully 2.5 furlongs out of the top of the home straight, and all the while Hurricane Lane, you can see William Buick just takes him outside, has to come outside Wordsworth. He does hang a wee bit to his right there, and at that point there it looked like Lone Eagle had gone clear, and it looked like he was going to take an awful lot of catching, and he did take a lot of catching. But Hurricane Lane, he's got his dam 1 over 2 miles. He's stayed 1.5 miles in the Derby at Epsom Well, and he had to stay here to pick up Lone Eagle, but he's been gritty and determined, and he's just run down Lone Eagle close home, and the two of them have pulled nicely clear of the rest of them.
They have, and Lone Eagle was the one who we were surmising before the off whether Wordsworth might be able to sit in second maybe and just follow the pacemaker and effectively be the one who in reality dictated things. Done. It was Lone Eagle who took up that role, and it so nearly worked out, didn't it?
It did, yeah. Look, he made all the running in the Cocked Hat States at Goodwood, Gary, last time, albeit on ground that's very, very different, or that was very, very different to today's ground, but he proved today he can handle faster conditions. The market confidence behind him told you that he might, and he got into, look, Frankie Dettori, he's dynamite at these rides in big races. He's pretty much flawless. He had him in a perfect position throughout. He kicked for him at the right time, used his stamina, catch me if you can, and he's only just been caught in the dying strides of the race.
Yes, Hurricane Lane, of course, went to Epsom hotly fancied after his win in the Dante, certainly more so than his stablemate who ended up winning on that occasion at AR. And having seen that done, would you like to see a rematch between the two at some stage? Could it happen?
Yeah, well, why not? And on easier ground, the positions might be reversed, because we know that Lone Eagle handles easy ground. Here it just got a wee bit tight, didn't it? Inside
Mojo
the 2
Star was the chief sufferer in that scrimmaging, wasn't he?
Yeah, Wordsworth ran a big race because he was wide throughout, seeing plenty of daylight, and we know that he stays 1 mile and 6, so he's run a really good race to stay on as well as he did for 3rd place. He's a horse who might step up and trip up to 1 mile and 6 later in the season.
First horse beaten was the favourites. As you can see there, High Definition, he only beat one home in the end matchless. I mean, you hate to make a knee-jerk reaction, Dom, but you'd have grave doubts about whether he's going to fulfil his potential based on that.
Yeah, like he came under a ride at this point, and I was saying to you, like now he's just going to start getting going, because we saw it in the Beresford Stakes. He probably wasn't helped there, just got into a little bit of traffic there, but yeah, suddenly the whip is out and he's not looking happy. He's never going to pick up from there.
And the difference from his runs last year in the Dante, there were no late gains today. He just plodded on, didn't he?
Yeah, he just kept on. He came under pressure, I suppose, earlier than he did in the Beresford Stakes over a mile.
Absolutely no positives to take from that for High Definition, I'm afraid. These were the closing stages. Frankie Dettori must have thought he was on his way to victory on Lone Eagle when he kicked. Took those few lengths out of them. But Hurricane Lane has won. Stewards' inquiry, though, Tom, has just been called.
And I think unsurprising, Gary, given that move that was made by William Buick and Hurricane Lane. Look, it didn't make a difference to Lone Eagle, who was second, but it caused the interference on the inside, certainly to Mojo Star. So there's a Stewards inquiry. They're looking at that. Hurricane Lane, the winner, though, the first past the post of the Dubai Duty-Free Irish Derby at 4-1.
It's another group winner from Tattersalls.